Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeff Thomas, and I am the tire program manager here at USA Truck. We are going to look at and discuss tread depths, tread wear, and what is DOT legal and what is illegal. So we're fixing to walk down here and look at some tires and get some hands-on information. So I want to demonstrate to you on how to gauge your tires to see if you're DOT legal. Of course, we know that this is 4/32, which is still legal. Now, we need to look at and see where does DOT gauge your tires. This groove right here is called a decoupling groove. This is not an area as to where DOT is going to gauge your tires. They are going to gauge your tires in a major tread area. So what is considered a major tread area? It is this area right here that runs from here to here. So in order to gauge your tires, you know this is 4/32. You stick it in the groove and it does not bottom out on this tire anywhere. You don't gauge it just in one spot. You need to gauge it in a couple different spots. Well, gauge one area here and one area here. Even come to the opposite side. The gauge does not bottom out. You are good to run. Now, let's look at a tire, a steer tire that is below 4/32. So here you can see we have a steer tire that is below 4/32. Again, we are not going to gauge in the decoupling groove, and there are two decoupling grooves, one on each side. So we're going to put the gauge here, and if you can see, this gauge rocks. It moves. It does bottom out, but there is no tread left because the gauge will rock back and forth. This tire is an illegal tire and has to be replaced. Let's take a look at exposed cords. Now we have a used steer tire here, and in looking at the tire, you gauge the tire here, the tire is perfectly fine. But when you're looking at your tires, you have to look at the whole tire. We turn this tire around and you see exposed cords. Is this a DOT issue? Yes, it is. It's a very serious issue, not only with DOT, but it's also with you and the people riding down the road beside you. Because this tire right here is getting worn down past the legal point, and you could strike a pothole or whatever and could even cause this tire to blow out. So this tire right here needs to be replaced with a good tire. So we've got that exposed. That is illegal. Now what we want to look at is stone drilling. Now this is a dry tire. You can see the little circles here where stones have been lodged in the tread, and they have gotten down to the first set of cords, which is the protective cords. That's not a big issue. Why? Because according to DOT rules, 2 layers of cords has to be exposed, which the first one is the protective ply, and the second one is the first layer of body ply cords. And it has to cover 2 square inches in order to be a shutdown issue. And this right here is not. It has made it to the protective ply, but not to the body ply. Even though that there are numerous ones, it has to cover 2 square inches, which is basically an inch by an inch. So this tire right here is perfectly safe and perfectly legal to run. Let's take a look at the tread depth on a trailer tire. So we're going to move to a different part of this PreTrip tool, which is this part right here, which is 2/32. You remember, 2/32, we are still legal. As you can tell, the measurement goes in and it does not rock, so we are perfectly legal. But just like before on the steer tire, you have to gauge it in more than one spot because tires wear differently. So we roll this tire and we're still good here, but we keep rolling and we are low here. This tire has to be replaced because it is below the 2/32 mark. Now let's move on to tread separation. There's a lot of talk about tread separation. What is tread separation and what is not? First, we are going to look at tread separation. Now this is a tire we just got through looking at and found out that the tread depth was below 2/32 and had to be replaced. But looking further at the tire, you can see here that this is true tread separation. Now let's talk about what does Department of Transportation call tread separation. Well, they say that it has to cover 75% of the tread or 12 square inches. So if we go in 1 inch, it has to be 12 inches long. We go in 2 inches, it has to be 6 inches long. 3 inches, 4 inches long. Well, obviously this is a tread separation, so this tire has got to come off. So we want to look at another tread separation. This tire right here has got 2 spots on it. Of course, we have to remember that Department of Transportation says it has to cover 12 square inches, or either 3/4 of the tread. So we see here that this tire right here, that it is lifting. That roughly goes in 4 inches, so it's 3 inches long. That has to be removed. But you look here, and you have a bigger issue where it is separating. You have to look and move this tread to see if it is a true tread separation. And this tire right here, it is illegal and has to be replaced. I want to show you a steer tire. This steer tire right here, it is basically called a tread separation because the shoulder is separating away from the tread. You can see when I pulled it back here at how the shoulder is pulling away. This tire needs to be replaced. Even though it's got good tread, this is still an illegal tire. Has to be replaced. If we look here, the tread is not actually separating. This is a shoulder issue, but it goes up underneath the tread. So DOT is going to consider this a tread separation. This tire needs to be replaced. Now this right here is a dry tire. And as you can see here, we do have a separation. Is this a DOT illegal issue? No, it's not. But we do see that it is lifting. But remember, it has to cover 12 square inches, and this right here does not. So this tire, now, do you need to come into one of our shops and have it replaced? Yes, you do. And we will replace it. But is it a DOT shutdown issue? No, it is not. Now, let's look at this tire. This tire right here, it's not real pretty, is it? But is that tread separation? No, it's not. It does not move. Now, why does it look that way? Because when this tread is put on, you can see this right here is the bottom of the tread. They put just a little bit of dress in there to cover up where it was buffed to make it look pretty. But this tire right here is not separating. Does it need to be removed? No, it does not. Is this tire legal? Yes, it is, because this is not a tread separation. So we've got another example. You can see right here where it has moved a little bit, but you stick it up underneath there and it has started moving. But is this tire illegal? It is not. Is this a shutdown issue? No, it is not. Because remember, it has to cover 3/4 of the tread, or it has to cover 12 square inches. Now, this tire right here, this tire was manufactured as a dry tire. Is this tire illegal? Yes, it is. Why? Well, you see this right here is perfectly fine. Got plenty of tread depth, but DOT is always going to measure in the lowest spot, and that is this area right here. So you may ask, why is this tread deep and this tread shallow? That's because the brakes froze up on the truck, and instead of freeing the brakes up, it was driven and it flat spotted. Can this tire be repaired? Absolutely. It can be repaired. But is it a illegal tire? Yes, it is. And it needs to be replaced. Now, let's talk about this PreTrip tool. You can go to any of our locations. You go to safety or driver orientation, and they will give you this PreTrip tool along with the instructions on how to use this PreTrip tool. Thank you for listening today, and let's go inspect some tires. Thank you.